Yeah, here it is. I think I need to upload it to website. Okay. I hope you can see my Word document. So the first assignment will be a case study because if you see the syllabus, there is a big topic on data analytics life cycle. Okay. So in case if you have not seen, I will show it to you. Yeah, here it is. Still, there is noise outside this lab wherever I'm sitting. A lot of students are chatting. Okay, so this is the one, the case study on data analytics life cycle. So if it was a offline class, right, or if we had a lot of offline classes, then I would have given this case study for you to come and present it. Then I would have attached some, allotted some marks to it. Okay, so either via submission or via presentation, and it's a big topic, so I don't want to leave it as home whatever home exercise or assignment. So what I have done is I've included it in the evaluation policy. All right, so that case study will carry 10 marks. Okay, then the assignment on Hadoop and HDFS, right, that will be called as assignment 2. That will also carry 10 marks. So total hands-on or practical work will total marks for hands-on or practical will be 20 marks, and that will be reduced to 5 marks finally. Okay, that is the plan now. I know the reduction or scaling down is a lot from 20 to 5. Okay, so almost 75% scale down there. But what you have to um, uh, understand is this will be very useful for your uh, current project and future projects. Okay, so if you have taken big data and whether at UG level or PG level, without doing some case study and assignment, right, you would not have learnt much. So assignment means some experiment. Okay, here I'm calling it assignment as per the evaluation document. Okay, if you want, I can put it here. Assignment 2 will be experiment. Hadoop experiment. Okay, so without doing these experiments on Hadoop, HDFS, we look at the difference between Hadoop, HDFS, HBase. Then there are then of course MapReduce. Then there is Pig, Hive, and a few more tools. So without using these tools, you would not have really learned big data. Theory, of course, you would have learned something from theory, but that will not reinforce your understanding. So only these tools and or these experiments and some case study will really enrich your understanding. So like reinforce your understanding. Okay, so that is one small change. So eventually the course related activity, right, before your first internals will carry only 5 marks, but how that 5 marks is arrived at is I'm splitting it into case study and yes, experiment. The reason why I am reducing the weightage of our experiment is it's online class, and I don't know how you are going to, each one of you are going to run the experiment, whether you're going to do it on your own, or whether you're going to, basically it's not visible to me. If it is on the class, I know everybody will be doing it. Okay, so and other things, since it's online, I'm going to give detailed instructions, so there is not much work for you to do other than just follow the steps in the document. You just have to execute the commands one by one, and you'll be done. Okay, so that is another reason. So that's the small change. And after internals, I mean your first internal, we will see what to do with assignment 3. Again, it will be experiment. So I will see whether I have to split it between another case study and another experiment, but there'll definitely be an experiment. Okay, so that we will come to it. We look at it after your first internal. So again, that will also be scaled down to 5 marks only. Okay, so 5 plus 5, 10. Then the final assignment or mini project, all these things, I'll figure it out after your first internals, and that will carry 10 marks, 10 absolute marks. Okay, so that's how you're going to earn your 20 marks. Okay, any questions on this? So far, so good. Okay, so we have no, now we have a lot of students. Okay, all right. So remember to answer your attendance, students. Don't just log in and disappear, okay, or do something else. So answer your attendance at the end. Okay, so is everybody clear? Then I will update this. Where is that? Yeah, I'll update this evaluation process accordingly. So ultimately, you're not going to see much difference. You're going to earn 5 marks from hands-on portion before the first internals. How you earn that 5 marks is this. So you'll have to do little bit more work, but there is a big scale down here from 20 marks to 5 marks. Okay, so even if you don't do it properly, you're not going to lose much because I'm going to scale down from 20 to 5. So let's say you lost 2 marks in case study and 2 marks in the experiment. Okay, so 4 marks after scaling down, you're not going to lose much. Okay, so how much it will be? Yeah, worst case will be 1 mark you will lose. So, but the sincerity counts. So do your work sincerely and do your submission on time, then you will earn those 5 marks easily. Okay, so that's the best I can do as far as this online course is concerned. So for the final project or assignment, right? At least even if you do it online, that's okay. There'll be sizable amount of work, and I'll do the evaluation at the end of the semester after your just I think just before your second internals or just before your last working day. As soon as I finish the syllabus, right, the module 5, I can start with the evaluation. Okay, so that's the plan for that 20 marks. Okay, so right now we'll just focus on the first 5 marks thing. Okay, so between these two, case study and assignment, case study is more as a higher priority now. That is because of this, whatever is mentioned in the syllabus. Yeah. Okay, so those who joined late, initially yesterday I said maybe I'll just give it for your self reading and so on, but it's quite a big topic, and we are will continue to conduct this class online. So you will have to do some work and earn those 5 marks apart from um, earning 5 marks from the experiment, which will have step by step instructions. So you don't have to do any extra work, just execute the steps and capture the output, then submit the screenshots. So it'll be very simple and straightforward. Okay. Then, so today I'm going to talk about this case study data analytics lifecycle in general without picking any application or industry or any sector. Okay. So the case study is you have to pick one industry or sector like finance, healthcare, academics, whatever it is. I'll give you some topics. You can choose any topic from that list, or you can choose some other topic outside that list. Okay, so but you need to know some basics, so that's what I will cover today. And since it's a new syllabus, right, if you have observed the original copy of the syllabus, you would not have all these references, so I'm slowly adding them. So that's where my most of my time goes, because it's a new syllabus. They have to create new experiments, new PPTs. Then it's a new textbook, so I have to map the topics to relevant sections in the textbooks, not just textbook but also in the reference book, because there is no single textbook which will cover all the topics of any big data course. especially for this is actually advanced big data course. You can call it advanced big data analytics also, because this some of it is already covered in the UG level. Like a couple of you told me, right? You have already studied this in UG. So I have to do it. So remember, right now I have mapped it for module one. So I'll be doing it for module two. So what I strongly encourage you to is to keep checking this website. Okay, PDA website. Keep looking for updates. I will also inform you as and when I do any updates. So for example, syllabus will go through update. Lesson plan is pretty much frozen now. Okay, if there are any changes, I will let you know. So it is pretty much frozen as per the date now. So I put all the dates, okay, till the last topic. So lesson plan is pretty much frozen, and small deviations can be there depending upon the situation. Suddenly, if there is a working Saturday, we have to take class on a Saturday, or suddenly there is a some emergency leave on a weekday. So a lot of small emergencies, we have to make small adjustments. Otherwise, it is pretty much done. Okay. So now, if you look at the dates, in fact, I covered all this actually yesterday itself. So we are a little bit ahead of schedule. Okay. So I don't want to rush and move to module two right now. And we'll have to spend, I'll start with module two next Monday. Okay. So we'll have to spend some time on data analytics life cycle. That's what I'm going to do today and tomorrow. And you will have to do some work this week on data analytics life cycle. All right. And what else? Yeah. So keep looking for this, and I will update this assignment one and two. Assignment one will be case study. Assignment two will be on Hadoop and HDFS and MapReduce, all combined. You will get a chance to use Hadoop, HDFS, and MapReduce. Not only just use, but you will also install Hadoop and then use MapReduce. Okay, in that environment. So those who have not done it, I assume none of you have done any hands-on on big data. But in case if you have done anything related to MapReduce, it's okay. It will be different experience now because you're going to install Hadoop and HDFS, then run MapReduce programs. Okay. So as you can see, I'm going to add assignment 3 also here. So you'll have assignment 3 and a final assignment after your first internals. Okay. So I don't expect assignment 4 also. So assignment 3 will probably an experiment. So I will try to avoid case study. But as I said, we continue to have online sessions for the rest of this course. Then I'll split that into case study and an experiment. Okay, after internals one. So then you will have assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a final assignment. Okay. Other things, what will change is, of course, the PPT will change. So I've already updated PPT with case study slides, like here is the case study slides. Okay. Notes, let's see, I think, yeah, I think I updated it. I have to refresh it. Oh, I need to upload it. So you have to keep looking for this updated version of notes, module one notes and module one PPT. But once I move on to module two, right, I will not be updating module one contents. So just wait till I complete module one, till I move to module two. Then you can start downloading and start using module one PPT and notes. Okay, so that is the procedure I will follow for rest of the modules, because I have edited all the, I mean, I put all the names and so on. I just need to upload it to Google Drive. Okay, so other things are not going to change. So the main thing you have to note, keep checking this website is for assignments and PPTs and notes. That's it. Okay, any questions till now? Clear? Okay. All right. So what is this data analytics life cycle? So actually, most of the topics that are covered in this life cycle is already covered in the previous classes. Okay. So we are kind of putting everything together and see how this life cycle evolves from start till finish. And then in between all those things that we discover, we discuss ETL, ELT, data mining, data transformation, data preparation, pre-processing, right? Everything is involved or included in this life cycle. So this is very important. Whatever you studied, it's of course those are all basics, but this understanding this life cycle is important for you to work on any project. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, what are those? Basically, as you can see here, discovery. So discovery of data, then preparation of data. These names are somewhat standardized, but the other steps like pre-processing, data mining, data aggregation, a lot of other things they fall under these one of these phases. Data transformation, all these things they fall under one of these phases. So you will have to remember these names not only for your case study and also but also for your exam. Okay, so there'll be some weightage given to this topic because this is an important concept. Data analytics life cycle, it's a practical concept, okay, not just theoretical. Okay, so discovery of data, data preparation, model planning, which model has to be used for further analysis for analytics part. Then planning and building or just using the existing model. Okay, anything is fine. Sometimes existing models may not be effective, so some models have to be built. Mostly it's all ML models. Okay, then how the results are communicated. So once the data analytics is all done and the results summarized either in some chart or visual format or whatever, they have to be communicated. So these are the 5 steps involved in analysis of um, data or in data analytics life cycle. Okay, so we look at each one of them briefly. This all can be done on your own, self-reading, but certain terminologies or certain points, right? You may not understand, so I'll just stress on that. Otherwise, this can be done on your own. Okay, self-reading is very much possible. All right. So what we are trying to achieve, see, you must have heard about these life cycles in so many other subjects. Okay, in cloud, in OS, in networks, DBMS, maybe in so many other subjects, even in software engineering and so on. Every um, what should I say, technology or a concept, okay, has this life cycle. Like even if you are doing a project, right, is those who are working full time will know. So they have this life cycle everywhere in planning life cycle, project planning life cycle, then development life cycle, then test life cycle, right? Release life cycle, software release life cycle. So you, those who are working might have better knowledge on this. Those who are don't have exposure to industry, right? You would have at least studied all these things. So like that, it is these days everything is done as part of life cycle because everything is complex. these days. Everything's complex, everything is big and large, data involved. Whether it's data, I mean, it's all data, whatever may be the type of data. So, and on top of that, there is emphasis on other things. So, what are those other things? Other things are nothing but 1 minute. Okay. So, other, I'll just write here, it nothing to do with data analytics life cycle, but I don't want to switch to another document. Anybody heard this NFR? What is NFR? FR and NFR. Anybody know? You would have studied it in software engineering. Anybody remember? Okay, R means requirements. So what is FR?
Functional requirements, sir.
Yeah. And NFR?
Non-functional.
Non-functional requirements.
No.
So now meeting the NFRs is extremely challenging and time consuming for any uh, project or any product. See, you do project to finally to have a product at the end, but not all projects lead to products. Some projects are done for whatever, to develop some prototype or do some research to improve some technology or improve some algorithm like that. So there are certain projects in that category. But most other projects they lead to development of a product finally. So whatever may be the product, software product, hardware product, or tools, whatever it may be, application, some end product is there. So they all have to meet non-functional requirements. Okay, so it's very challenging. You have to really know this. If you are going to attend some interviews, you have to know this. As far as software engineering or process-wise, it's concerned. They can ask some technical questions here, but generally it revolves around a process, not any straight technical question, all process related questions. So read about functional requirements, non-functional requirements. So to do or to meet or satisfy non-functional requirements, extremely time consuming and difficult. It's easy to develop the features, but not and meet the functional requirements. The features will work as you code and as you integrate the software, but non-meeting non-functional requirements is extremely difficult. So one of them, or I had mentioned two of them, is performance and no three. I should mention three important NFRs. Performance. Anybody know the other two? The other two important non-functional requirements. So I'll just put it as performance, scalability. What is the third one? Can somebody take a guess? Sorry?
Reliability, sir.
Yeah, you can put reliability also, but something that is little bit above reliability. Yeah, you can put, it's arguable, but there is another non-functional equivalent that you have to put it above reliability.
Security.
Yeah, thank you. So these things are extremely important these days. I don't have to justify it, so you already know. Sorry, security. Okay, reliability. See, of course, you need reliability of the product or the application, but if it is unreliable, if to some extent, at some point of time, it is tolerable. Okay, it can be tolerated, but performance scale security tolerance will be very less among the customers and users. And if you know what happens if there is a small security breach also. Okay. Reliability, sometimes it's okay. See, we have dealt with all unreliable, even Windows products. Windows operating system used to be very unreliable. We used to see Windows crashing more often. We used to reboot the laptop, reboot the systems running Windows. So we have seen that. So we can live with it little bit. Okay, like we on mobile operating system. Sometimes we have to restart our mobile. Okay, but I'm not saying it's not important, but it can come after security. There's no compromise on security. Reliability, it's okay, little bit tolerant. So anyway, I'm digressing here. So which is very extremely important. So that is the reason why we have this life cycle everywhere now, right? From requirements gathering there. So there is a requirements life cycle. There is a project planning life cycle, project development life cycle, project test life cycle, project. There is one more. Hmm, maybe it comes under release itself. Project release life cycle. Project maintenance life cycle. Even to maintain a product, like you all think of how Windows 11 is maintained now, how they maintain Windows 10 after releasing it to the market, or Linux or Apple products, right? Or any application that is released to the customers in the market, right? How they maintain it. It is not just getting customer calls or issues and then fixing those defects. It's not so easy these days. Earlier, everything used to be done over the phone. Customers used to call the company, customer support, explain the issues, and then the issues were addressed. So nowadays, we can't do all those things. So now a lot of there is a lot of big process or a life cycle involved even to maintain a product that was released even 1 year back or 2 years back, or even few years back. The Windows 10 was released few years back. It is still being maintained. How they maintain it, how they address issues, how they uh, fix the defects, how they release the bug fixes to the market, to the customers, how they release the patches, right? So everything has to be defined in the life cycle. Okay, so that is the reason why we have this life cycle even in data analytics. Okay, so let's move on. All right. So, as far as data analytics lifecycle is concerned, what it means is whether they have to find out whether we have enough information, okay, to go about in doing the discovery. You don't want to do data ingestion, data discovery, all those things. If the data is not enough, or if it is not trustworthy, not reliable, or not sizable. Okay, so all these things are self-reading. So I'll move on quickly. You have enough good quality data to build a model, and what else? Then they should have good idea about the model that they're going to try. Okay, so whoever is doing this data analysis, okay, then is the model robust enough, all those things. Okay, so that's the idea behind this data lifecycle. So what does the first phase involve? Discovery. We just have to discover the data, and make sure you have a plan how to discover. There are various ways um, to reach out to resources, various ways to acquire data, right? So all those things. So some of these are listed here. So I'll just read it to you. I don't think you need explanation. I'll explain wherever I think you may not understand, or something may be really new to you. So learning the business domain, then what kind of resources available, time, people, technical data, all those things. Framing the problem, identifying key stakeholders, all the stakeholders means those who are involved in this data analytics. Could be customers, it could be developers, it could be testers, it could be marketing guys, whoever it is. Then interviewing the analytics sponsor. Somebody has to fund this project, right? You can't just do analytics part on your own. Requires a lot of resources, a lot of time, and probably a lot of people, and yeah, funding. Okay, develop some initial hypothesis, whatever it can be, some prototype, some, all those things. Identifying potential data sources, and like Kaggle, most of you use Kaggle, I think, for you must have used Kaggle, right, for your ML projects. So they have to, that is not enough for real projects. They have to find other data sources also. Then data preparation, preparing the analytics sandbox. Sandbox is just a workspace. Okay, so you have to prepare the workspace environment, all those things, with whatever tools, applications, uh, operating system, database, whatever is needed. Okay, then performing this ELLT. So it is the combination of ETL and ELT that I explained. Okay, so can somebody tell me what is ETL? I hope you remember. Anybody? Nobody wants to say. So extract, transform, and load. Then the ELT is extract, load, and transform. Okay. So why this T is coming in between? Okay. So basically, some minor transformation is needed for certain data or for not just certain data, probably for large amount of data and data of different types coming from different sources. Some small transformation is minor transformation is needed after extraction. Then it can be loaded into the data store, and then final or detailed transformation will happen later on. Okay, so what do they do in the minor transformation? Okay, in the minor transformation, one is probably they'll do some encryption, let's say, and then store it because it's a requirement to protect the data while storing. See, they don't just store it on the local machine, right? Everything is working in a distributed system. So they'll be extracting on one server at one place, then loading it on another server in a remote place, another network, and so on. Or it could be done by another company or another um, set of people sitting in a different location who will finally access the data from the data store and do final transformation. So nothing is done locally. So for that, they might do this minor transformation. So one is encryption. The other one could be they will have to run some SQL queries to, let's say, to combine certain columns and to make the data a little bit more meaningful, especially if the data extracted is all very raw data. Okay, so that further transformation can happen with the available tools and models. Okay, the third reason, of course, you would have guessed it, some minor transformation needed to store it or to match with that data store requirements, or to match with the um, data that is expected for this final expected by the final for the final transformation, because it may be expected by the tools, analytics tools, in certain format. Like I said, tables have to be some columns have to be combined for better select queries later on, and so on. Okay, so that's why this ETLT is coming in picture. Okay, performing ETLT, then sorry, this is a separate line. I'll fix it. So learning about the data, that is the third preparation. Then data conditioning, survey, and visualize. Visualize we'll see in module 5. Okay. Then common tools for data preparation. So they have to identify some tools also. So like sandbox, I said workspace. Okay, preparing. Here BI means business intelligence. Most of the analytics is done for business purpose, like I mentioned earlier. So ELT, some more details are given for you to understand. Then outlier. What is outlier? You all have studied ML. What is outlier? Nobody wants to answer. Have you heard about Outlier? Sure, if you have studied ML, you would have heard about Outlier. Or is it new to you? Can someone tell me? Have you heard or is it new to you? Because it's very important from modeling point of view. Is it new? I don't know whether it's new or you heard about it. Nobody is answering. Everybody is there.
Data
Let's see.
point, that is a differ from other points.
Data point partition. Can you give better explanation?
Which we consider as an error, like
Yeah, not error as such. Any other definition? Basically, it's out of range. Doesn't belong to. It's like in a minority category. Doesn't belong to the other major uh, data that is collected. So as you can see from this diagram itself, so which is an outlier here?
red one, sir.
Yeah. So now this is important as ML students or students once you have taken ML, even if you have not taken deep learning courses or if you don't know deep learning algorithm, still need to know this. See, for ML models, right? This outlier sometimes can be treated as an error or a noise. So rather than saying it an error, you can say it as a noise, and that will reduce the accuracy or it'll impact further classification. Okay. So, but in certain cases, this outlier is important. It cannot be discarded. So that is why during the data preparation and pre-processing, they have to decide whether they have to include these outliers or remove them, and then remove them during that minor transformation or initial transformation, and then store it. So, for example, in a financial in financial data or for data analytics related to finance sector, right? So, do you think this outlier will be important or it can be discarded in financial transactions? Okay, in financial transaction, that is a data from financial transaction, right? Might have these outliers, like for example, a large credit happening, a large amount with being withdrawn. Okay, so it's unusual activity, unusual number, very rare thing, but it cannot be ignored. So, for example, a customer's data, right, might have a lot of smaller transactions, but one big transaction in a specific period of time. So it cannot be ignored. All right. So it depends. So in certain places, these outliers will be considered as noise because it will skew the results and accuracy. So remember that. Okay. Then learning about data, all those things. Okay. So nothing new here. Then data available, accessible. So basically, they have to do this planning. So it's not just blindly downloading some data. I mean, data from different sources and then running some tools. So that is why this data analytic lifecycle has become very important these days. Okay, so all the big companies do that. Even like other than Amazon, Google, and then even Facebook, Twitter, then whoever is in the e-commerce space, right? They all do this. So they have to do all this planning, say all this, whether data is accessible, whether some data set, um, some financial related. call center data, feedback survey. So basically all this redundant data, performing transformation. Let's read it. See how they sort it, classify it, and so on during pre-processing stage, or you can consider it as initial transformation. All right. Then what time is it? Yeah, only 5 minutes. Let's see how much more is there. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll finish it tomorrow. Don't want to rush. And then I'll finish it quickly tomorrow, and then we'll quickly talk about your case study, what you have to do and submit. Okay, it should be pretty straightforward. These details in the slides, right? You'll be able to do it easily. Okay, so let's see. I'll just stop. Survey. Yeah, I'll just finish the survey and visualize. So everything have to be closely looked at. See, that's why they say Zoom. They have to be data have to be filtered, cleaned up. All kinds of things will happen. Okay, then they can use visualization tools initially, but generally it is used at the very end. Okay, but they can use it to gain an overview of the data. Then they can store it, and then they can do final transformation. Okay, so for even for visualized guidelines, everything there are rules they have to follow. And the companies do that. So these are the things that take more time, not the actual technical work. Technical work will take only 20-30% of the time. Coding work will take 20-30% of the time. But rest of the work goes in all the other work, process related work, and meeting non-functional requirements. Okay, granularity data, check time related variable data, standard, normalized, geospatial database, state, country, abbreviation, all those things. Okay, different. All right. So tools, stop here. From tomorrow, I'll finish the remaining 3 phases quickly. So tools for data preparation, they use Hadoop, so which you will get a chance to use. Okay. Then there is Alpine Miner. Just some examples are given, but there are other tools as well. Miner will do some data mining and creating analytic workflows, all those things. So for everything, there is a tool now. For every step in the life cycle or in every phase of the life cycle, there are tools these days. If you remember the DevOps life cycle, hope you studied in cloud. You can see how many phases are there in the DevOps pipeline, how many tools are used. There are so many tools and applications used in the DevOps life cycle. Similarly, here you have so many tools. So other one is Open Refine. It will open source to working with some messy data where it requires some cleaning up work, and remove the noise and so on. Data Wrangler is another tool that is also popular, used for cleansing and transformation. For your case study, you don't have to use any tools. Okay, so whatever tools you are going to use, you will do that as part of your experiment. Case study will be, as the name suggests, be just studying and writing your inference. That's all. Okay, so I'll stop here. Let's see. Let me do the attendance. I want you to answer the attendance, otherwise I will not be able to mark you present. Okay, Ashwini,
Present, sir.
Chinmay, I saw logged in.
Present, sir.
Okay. Dania,
Present, sir.
Toshika,
Present, sir.
Meghna,
Present, sir.
Nandita,
Present, sir.
Praveen,
Yes, sir. Present.
Reena,
Present, sir.
Sabrine,
Present, sir.
okay, Sheila. Sheila is not there. Okay. Shilpa. Shilpa is there. Sheila is there, not answering.
Present, sir.
Shilpa. She is also there, I think. Okay. Srinidhi.
Present, sir.
Saundarya.
Present, sir.
Okay. Saujanya. Saujanya, I don't see. Looks like absent. Okay. Taking attendance easy. Just 19 students. Sri Narahari.
Yes, sir.
Were you present yesterday?
Yes, sir.
I called you so many times, you didn't answer. Okay. Surya.
I was
Okay.
present.
Yeah, okay. Tejaswini. Tejaswini, don't see. Okay, absent. Triveni is there, right?
Present, sir.
Triveni, yeah. Last, Vishwas. Vishwas is there? Vishwas, you're not answering. You're on mute. Are you still there, Vishwas? Don't know. Okay. Did I miss out anybody?